Jessica Chastain presents Schindler's List. Just kidding, but it's pretty similar. All this and more in a new film review. Hello, everybody. Today we are discussing the new-ish film. Well, it's been out for a little while. It's new. It's new, guys. It's new. The new film, The Zookeeper's Wife, starring Jessica Chastain and Daniel Bruhl, or Brawl, however the hell you say his last name. So it stars Jessica Chastain as a woman who owns a zoo in Warsaw, Poland, circa 1939, along with her husband and very young son. So basically, what this plot entails is that, of course, 1939 Warsaw, Poland, not the safest place to be around, and their zoo eventually gets bombed as the Germans are invading Poland, and several of their animals are killed, etc., etc. This brings about the appearance of Daniel Bruhl's character as a Hitler's personal zoologist, I think is what he said. And he basically wants to use the zoo to house his house some troops during the war. Now, the main premise of the plot, of course, is Jessica Chastain and her husband decide that this zoo can be used to house Jewish people to hide from Nazi persecution. So that is indeed what they do, and the rest is kind of the rest of the movie. So I can't really tell you how that goes or what kind of happens, but that is your basic premise. Now, one thing I will say about this movie right away is that, based on its premise alone, it was very intriguing to see, because I was really interested in the story of a zoo being used as a place to house Jewish people escaping from the Germans. That's very interesting. It also offers the chance for a lot of metaphors, which this film does take advantage of, but more heavy-handedly than subtle. This movie is not really that subtle, but I mean, it's a decent movie. I wouldn't say it's great or it's very good, but it's well made. It has some solid acting. Jessica Chastain is pretty fantastic as always, with a range of emotions. She has a nicely written character. She's very connected to these animals in her zoo, which makes some of the scenes very hard to watch involving those animals. Of course, as you can imagine, they do not all the animals do not make it. At least some of them. So yeah, she is very good. Daniel Bruhl is a very good actor. Here's the thing, though. In this movie, Daniel Bruhl is not as good. He's doing fine, but his character is so one-dimensional and just an evil Nazi that you never really get the sense of any further character from him. Basically, he just wants the German headquarters there, and I guess he's kind of interested in Chastain's character, but not really. It's not. I don't feel like it's really explained that well. This is one of those movies. It's a noble attempt, but it's one of those films where, it just feels like, man, it just feels like it could have been better. Like, it feels like the effort was there, but the end result is not as good as it could have been based on the premise alone. This does not sound like a very glowing review, but I am going to give it a positive. I'm saying it's a positive review, but not glowing. So what else can I say about this movie? Well, like I said earlier about the animals, the animal scenes are beautifully shot. All the animals, as far as I could tell, are 100% real, which is a plus. The animal, there's a few animal death scenes that are incredibly hard to watch, because the movie does a good job in that it gets you attached to these animals, like, pretty much right off the bat. So to watch them kind of get killed is brutal. Yeah, as for the plot, I mean, like I said, it's very Schindler's List-esque. Like you get a lot of scenes of Daniel Bruhl arriving, and the Jewish people have to hide in the basement. You get a few close calls. You get the son defiantly going nose to nose with Bruhl's character, and uh, saying anti-Hitler things, which is a scene. Actually, that is one of the more well-written scenes in the film. Is a scene between Daniel Bruhl and the young man playing Jessica Chastain's son in the movie. I don't remember his name, but it's a good scene. I don't really have whole lot else to say about this movie. If you like World War II dramas, I mean, there's a lot of better movies, but this one's fine. It's worth a quick watch on Netflix. Wouldn't pay full price to see it at the theater, but it was enjoyable. It was good enough. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5 star rating, and recommend that you do with that what you will. Okie dokie. Bye.